Few moments ago, President Trump tweeting that he will veto the defense bill, which will make China very unhappy, quote unquote, that they love it, must have Section 230 termination, protect our national monuments, and allow for removal of military from far away and very unappreciative lands. Thank you. Unclear what that will actually mean in terms of bite versus bark, given the fact that that NDAA did actually pass through the Senate and the House with veto-proof majorities. Nonetheless, our next guest has expertise in this area and also has a message for the incoming president, the Biden administration, to disrupt national defense. In an op-ed penned with Hacking for Defense's Steve Blank, Trace Stevens, Anduril chairman and Founders Fund partner, calls for a new defense innovation playbook. Trace Stevens joins us now. Trey, it's good to see you.
You too, Morgan. Good morning.
Good morning. So I want to get to this op-ed, but just quickly, if you could put into context for us this tweet from President Trump and what that means in terms of this defense bill and an allocation of those funds, whether this potentially changes anything in terms of the trajectory or not for 2021.
I mean, I think that, yes, a veto of the NDAA would make China pretty happy. The defense is one of the few bipartisan funding line items generally for the U.S. government. And, we've gone through a long process here with the NDAA, or Congress has, and I think it's incredibly important that we get this across the finish line so we can focus on key national security priorities, of which Biden and Trump have historically agreed technology is a big part of. So I think it's important that we move past this as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so in terms of that technology and what those priorities look like or should look like, and what you've written in this op-ed for the Biden administration, what are you calling for? What are you urging for in terms of technological adoption, and how open do you think this new administration will be to your recommendations?
Yeah, I mean, from all demonstrations, public demonstrations that Biden has made, whether those are through op-eds or public speaking, it seems like he really understands this problem well. He gets that we're falling behind. We've had a decline in our innovation trajectory since the end of the Cold War. And as a result, our adversaries are catching up. And in some places, they're exceeding our capabilities. And this is something that we need to care a lot about as a nation. In the op-ed, Steve and I framed out kind of the top three priorities, the first of which is thinking software first. Historically, we've focused on big legacy hardware systems. We need to come to grips with the idea that there are some complex software problems that are as complex as building an F-35 or a Ford-class aircraft carrier. And we need to approach the procurement process and the development process with that in mind. The second is holding more competitions for technology. The U.S. government has historically had an aversion to what they call picking winners. But really, when you hold competitions and you don't pick a winner at the end of them, it's kind of like a preschool soccer tournament. Like if everyone is a winner, then there's actually no winner. We don't make any progress. We don't move forward. So if we're going to hold frequent competitions, which we should do, we should pick more winners coming out of them. And the third is that we need to scale innovation. And if that requires a fund specifically dedicated to transitioning the top 3, 5, 6 best technologies, best companies that we see in a given calendar year, then I think that's something that we really need to consider at a congressional appropriations level.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.